Now on CoastTV News.
Broadkill brews ahead.
Growth is inevitable, so we might as well embrace it.
Some of the reaction in Milton. We look at the decision from the town's Planning and Zoning Commission on the attempt to bring a Dunkin Donuts to Broadkill Road.
Lewis wastewater woes, how the city is working to move forward with upgrades to its wastewater treatment.
Good Wednesday morning, Delmarva. The showers overnight have cleared the coast as a cold front pushes through, tracking a seasonable sunny day and some cool frosty nights ahead.
Public bathroom proposal, where Milford is looking to build a restroom and how they plan to pay for it.
This is CoastTV News Today.
Welcome to our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick.
And good morning. I'm Elisa Weber. It is Wednesday, October 22nd, 2025.
Yeah, we're in the middle part of the week as we're really hitting the back end of the month.
22nd. Yeah, that is. We are one day closer to the Sea Witch Festival.
Yes.
One day closer to Halloween as well.
Right. Thanksgiving
lot of
just
pressure.
around the corner. Get your Thanksgiving holiday tunes ready to go.
Do you have any?
Isn't Over the River and Through the Woods, is that's the only one I got.
don't know,
Oh, the
maybe.
Adam Sandler Thanksgiving song. How could I forget that?
That is true. And you know,
Silly
this is
me.
a time of year that's a lot of pressure on Chris. Chris, we have Sea
Yeah.
Witch Festival this weekend and Halloween. You have a lot of people to make happy with some good weather, Chris.
Oh yeah, we have some big events coming up here to round out the week and to round out the month, and Mother Nature is going to be cooperating, as you'll see here later on. We had a few showers overnight, really didn't amount to much. You could see we had some rain across Kent, Sussex County, some areas of Delmarva didn't even see a raindrop, and the front's pushing off the coast now and pushing over the area, but you can see the rain really intensifying up through New England. So we're dry for the most part. Some areas waking up to some damp conditions where we did see the rain. We're at 50 in Cambridge and that front pushing through, but in fact we're much milder than when we were 24 hours ago. We're about 16 degrees warmer in Georgetown and Ocean City, so we're not really dealing with that chilly air just yet, but we're at 60 in Lewis, 50 the cool spot Harrington, 52 Laurel, and we are at 54 in Gumboro. Winds right now anywhere between about 5 to 10 miles an hour out of the west as that cold front pushes through. So we are going to be seeing clearing skies through the morning and plenty of sunshine through the later part of the morning as we get those temperatures up into the mid to upper 60s. So a rather seasonable day. Average high this year is 68 this time of year, and we're going to see plenty of sunshine through the afternoon. Well, we're going to talk about more sunny days ahead, but even cooler days ahead and even some frosty nights. I'll break it all down my full forecast here in minutes. Matt.
Thank you, Chris. And our top story this hour: on Tuesday night, the Milton Planning and Zoning Commission unanimously voted in favor of the final site plans presented for Dunkin Donuts. The drive-through store would be at 403 Broadkill Road, but some people we spoke to who live in Milton, they've got mixed opinions on what the new store could bring to the town other than the obvious coffee.
I understand there's a demographic that is bummed because of that, but I also think growth is inevitable, so we might as well embrace it.
How are they getting out from there up back onto 16? What's that going to do with the traffic on 16?
The Planning and Zoning Commission approval, it's the next step in an effort to bring Dunkin to Milton. It's an effort that began last year.
The Dunkin is the latest business that could change the look of Broadkill Road in Milton. Dairy Queen is also moving forward with plans to build nearby. Last year, as you can see, McDonald's held its grand opening on a site in the Milton Cedar Creek Business Park. That's in that same area, and Royal Farms is on track for construction as well.
The Lewis Board of Public Works wants to upgrade its wastewater treatment. How to do it? That's the continuing challenge. The BPW explored a partnership with Rehoboth Beach in Sussex County, but due to new archaeological findings and Rehoboth Beach eventually rejecting the deal, the board has had to regroup, and we expect to get a better understanding of the long-range plan at its meeting this afternoon.
Also in Lewis, we could see action for tree planting at the New Road Farm Field. Mayor Amy Marasco and members of the City Council are considering a grant application through the Delaware Forestry Service. The city is looking to plant trees on 20 acres of former farmland to increase resiliency. Under the plan, Lewis is responsible for 10% of the cost, which is just under $11,000. If the city gets that grant, it hopes to begin tree planting in spring of 2026.
A permanent public restroom is possibly coming to downtown Milford. The facility near the pickleball courts on South Washington Street will replace the portable toilets that you see there. It will include a unisex restroom and along with 2 handicap accessible restrooms and other amenities. At a recent council meeting, Milford officials said the money for this is secured with an 80% federal highway administration grant, with the city covering the rest.
Heard it from our constituents for a long time in the surrounding community that everyone loves our downtown to shop for businesses, enjoy our riverwalk, play tennis, play pickleball, but there just are no bathrooms. Currently we have porta potties downtown, so we're really excited for this project.
According to the City Council, the project will move forward once design work is complete. It's expected to go out to bid soon.
We are getting video of a small plane that landed safely on a San Diego beach Tuesday. The Cessna touched down on Mission Beach just after 11:30 a.m. The pilot and one passenger were on board. They were not hurt. The pilot says his plane's engine began to give out about 20 minutes after taking off from Oceanside. A witness says the beach was entirely clear and the pilot picked the perfect spot to land.
There's a live look now at Washington, D.C. The government shutdown entering its fourth week, making this the second longest government shutdown in U.S. history. And both sides, they are digging in harder, with President Trump inviting almost all Republican senators to thank them for their work on his agenda.
As NBC's Alice Barr shows us, federal workers are caught in the middle and are facing tough economic times.
Mr. President, I've come to the Senate floor tonight.
On the Senate floor, an all-night speech on ending the government shutdown and protesting President Trump's policies from Oregon Democrat Jeff Merkley.
Now, it is our United States Constitution and our freedoms that are under attack by the President of the United States.
That as top congressional Democrats are demanding a meeting with the president to negotiate an end to the shutdown that addresses a looming spike in health care premiums for millions of Americans.
The president should meet with us. It's not me, him, or anything political. It's that the people are in crisis.
I will only meet if they let the country open. They have to let the country open.
President Trump met Tuesday with Senate Republicans united in their stance that only Democrats can end the shutdown by signing on to a short-term funding bill that's now failed 11 times.
We are going to keep voting to open up the government, and eventually the Democrats, hopefully sooner or later, are going to come around.
Lawmakers acknowledging even informal bipartisan talks have stopped.
Because there can't be another conversation that continues until we open the government.
Amid the stalemate, real pain for American families. With federal workers missing paychecks, demand is surging at food banks across the country. And now low-income SNAP food benefits are in jeopardy, with funding running out November 1st.
If those SNAP dollars get cut in half, that would mean that a local food center, food bank would have to quadruple their output just to meet that need.
A growing crisis with no end in sight. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And Senator Merkley, who you saw at the beginning of that story, is still speaking. We're looking at it right now. He's still speaking on the Senate floor.
On Tuesday at its annual meeting, the Delaware Forest Service Invasive Species Council gave updates on the health of the forest. Forest health specialist Bill Sabold, who is pictured on the left of your screen, discussed the science-based impacts of weather. He also highlighted an upcoming study on Delaware's white oak mortality, which will help guide future forest management and conservation efforts. Sabold said beech bark disease and beech leaf disease are continuing challenges they are facing in Delaware's forests.
Happening tonight, Delaware Blue Hens return home to Newark for a nationally televised game with Middle Tennessee. The Hens have dropped their last two games, while the Blue Raiders are on a 3-game slide. At 3-3, Delaware looks to get back over the 500 mark, and kickoff at Delaware Stadium is scheduled for 7:30 p.m.
We're just getting started in this hour of CoastTV News today.
They're coming up, seasonal strawberry setback, how a Sussex County farm dealt with a threat to its crops.
Also, power pause planned, what people living in Milford need to know about an outage scheduled for this weekend.
Interactive Name Soul. It's the initiative underway by social media platform X for usernames. And we have First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono. You see him right there working very hard in the Weather Center, and we're going to check in with him next.
Good Wednesday morning, Delmarva. Halfway there, halfway to that weekend as we wake up to some damp conditions across parts of the area. We had some shower activity overnight. We are at 57 in Ocean View. Winds are relatively calm there. And you can see most of the rain has now pushed off the coast and is lifting up to New England. We have a cold front that's stationed right over the peninsula, and that is pushing through the area. We are going to see some breezy conditions pick up throughout the afternoon. We're at 56 in Long Neck, 51 Bridgeville, 50 Harrington, and 54 in Georgetown. You can see wind flow is out of the west, and we are looking at a rather beautiful afternoon. Seasonable temperatures. It does get cooler, though, as we get into the latter part of the week. Cool days, cold nights, and a nice dry fall weekend ahead. We'll talk more about that in the full 7-day forecast. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris. As Halloween approaches, police across Maryland and Delaware are reminding families to stay safe while having fun, from trunk or treat events hosted by police to extra patrols on trick or treat routes. Police are also urging parents to stay with children from house to house, use sidewalks, and check candy. Drivers, be sure to slow down in neighborhoods as little ghosts hit the streets. And for more details on those trunk or treat events hosted by local police departments and the popular trick-or-treating routes they'll be monitoring, head to the article on CoastTV.com. You can search the 2025 Guide to Halloween.
In Seaford, the city's police department says it is continuing to see an increase in stolen vehicles. The department is recommending if you have a Kia or Hyundai, reach out to a dealership about software updates and lock programs. Police say those two types of cars are targets due to internet trends. The department also suggests installing steering wheel locks to deter theft.
X, the social media platform formerly known as Twitter, is launching a marketplace for interactive user handles. Premium subscribers will be able to buy previously unavailable usernames. The process will be free for priority handles. Such handles often include full names, multi-word phrases, or alphanumeric combinations. If your request is approved, your old handle will be frozen. If you cancel or downgrade your premium subscription, your account will go back to your original handle after a 30-day grace period.
Coca-Cola is slowly setting its classic drink, selling it made with cane sugar as opposed to corn syrup. Cane sugar Cokes are common in international countries, including Mexico, but the corn syrup, that has long been an ingredient for Cokes in the U.S., partly because of cost, and the high fructose product has long drawn complaints from Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Coca-Cola says the cane sugar cans are currently available in select cities.
That sounds good right now. A little Coke with lemon there with some ice, and we are going to be seeing plenty of sunny skies through the morning and afternoon. Another breezy day. We get those highs in the mid to upper 60s, and we are talking about even cooler air moving in to round out the week. It's all about coming up right after the break.
All right, we're closing in on 6:17 on this Wednesday morning. You get a look at a slight breeze there at the Roosevelt Inlet in Lewis. And Chris, after a small shower, at least in Milton, we should see some dry conditions the rest of the day.
Yeah, that rain moved in as quickly as it exited, where you saw some shower activity primarily across Kent, Sussex County, mid-shore, then that has all exited to the east, and we are seeing that race up to New England at this hour as a cold front pushes through the area. Drier air is going to begin filtering in this big area of low pressure here over the Great Lakes. That's pushing to the northeast. High pressure building in. We get that tight pressure gradient, and that's going to lead to some breezy conditions out there. We're already beginning to see those skies clear. 51 in Laurel, so we are dropping a bit here after starting quite mild. You can see we're running about 15, nearly 16 degrees warmer than where we were at this time yesterday. We're at 54 in Georgetown, 59 in Lewis. So we're dropping another degree or two here through about 7 o'clock, and then we'll begin to see those temperatures rise through the morning. West winds anywhere between about 10 to 15, gusts upwards of 20, 25 through the afternoon. It's going to be a mostly sunny, beautiful day, seasonable temperatures as we go into the afternoon. Now tonight, we're going to be much colder. I think upper 30s, far western portions of the county to lower to mid 40s under clear skies. And tomorrow afternoon, we are cooler, highs in the lower 60s. And then by Friday morning, I think we could see our potential first frost of the season for many locations as we see those overnight lows dip into the upper 30s. There's those winds out of the west today, gusting 20 to 25 miles an hour. So the next few afternoons are going to be rather breezy as we go into Thursday and even into Friday. More northwest wind flow as we go into Friday afternoon. Average high 68s are going to be right around that into Wednesday, and then you see the temperatures taking a plunge. High pressure builds in, and that's going to keep us nice and dry and pleasant for the end of the week and into the weekend. I think we'll see a few more clouds into Sunday, mostly cloudy skies. Then we focus our attention on a system developing to the south as we go into the middle part of next week. Models have been all over the place with this system. In fact, Tropical Storm Melissa may have some influence in that. This system is actually in the Caribbean Sea, and this is going to pound Jamaica here. You can see not really moving all that much through the weekend. In fact, it's going to intensify into a Category 2 hurricane. This is going to be a big rain producer for those areas. But where does it go? Does it push to the north is the question as we go into early next week. We're at 63 for Thursday, mostly sunny skies into Friday, 61, and looking very nice into the weekend. 60, that's going to be our magic number there, hovering right around that over the weekend. And then we see temperatures right in the upper 50s early next week. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris. A heads up for people living in Milford. The city is conducting a planned power outage, according to Milford officials. It will take place this Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. The city says this is for the completion of upgrades. If you rely on electrically powered medical devices, it is recommended to arrange for backup power or alternative accommodations and contact your healthcare provider for guidance if needed. And a list of specific areas in Milford the power outage will affect, you can head to our website, coasttv.com.
In 2024, the usual operation of the McGee family farm in southern Sussex County took a rather unusual turn as an industry-wide fungal disease kept the farm from selling their strawberries. The farm shared the steps they were taking for next season to make sure strawberries were ready to eat once again. However, without one of their top crops, the farm's finances took a hit this season.
And we're a farm since 1865, so that's 160 years. And I would say probably strawberries have been grown here for that long. Last year we didn't grow strawberries. So we did see a big difference in our income.
And McGee says by mid-spring of next year, 2026, the farm should have strawberries again ready to be picked.
Coming up, Kelsey Stakes Fun, why the football star is looking to be a part of the amusement park business and how much money has been invested so far. Coast TV News Today is back after this. Travis Kelce is investing in fun. The Kansas City Chiefs tight end announced he joined investment firm Jana Partners to buy a chunk of Six Flags. They got a 9% stake in the company worth about $200 million. Jana Partners is an activist investment firm. That means it's likely to try to influence how the company is run. For Kelce, it's personal. He grew up in Cleveland, about 65 miles from Cedar Point, and he says he's an amusement park lover.
Well, let's take a live look into Lewis. We had some showers overnight. Those have since come to an end. We are at 56 degrees there, and winds are anywhere between about 15 to 20 out of the west. And you can see we're going to see plenty of sunshine through the morning and afternoon through Ocean City, Fenwick Island. Again, breezy afternoon, but a beautiful day at that. Lewis, we're at 64 around noon, as well as Rehoboth. See a few clouds mix in there through the afternoon. As we take a look at folks in Cambridge, beautiful afternoon there in Chrisfield, breezy conditions, gusts upwards of 25 miles an hour. We have Stephen Levine, Lewis, Delaware. You're the winner of our Coast TV weather umbrella. And as always, you get your latest forecast by dialing the First Alert Weather phone. We will talk about some frosty nights ahead in that 7-day forecast. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris. And coming up after the break, southbound speed check light drivers on Coastal Highway should ease off the pedal when approaching Lewis. And Milton moves closer to Dunkin, why Broadkill Road could be busier place in the near future. Stay with us on Coast TV News Today.
Now on Coast TV News.
Backing Dunkin. How site plan approvals could alter the look of an already busy intersection in Milton.
Speed limit watch.
It's just unbelievable how fast these cars are coming down.
How much you could pay if you get caught by a camera speeding north of Lewis on Coastal Highway.
Good Wednesday morning, Delmarva. The showers overnight have cleared the coast as a cold front pushes through, tracking a seasonable sunny day and some cool frosty nights ahead.
Wastewater treatment talks, where the attempt for upgrades in Lewis stand after a potential partnership with Rehoboth Beach fell through.
This is Coast TV News Today.
October 22nd, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning. I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, we're about to hit 6:28 on this Wednesday morning, and noticing that fall's really starting to take full effect.
Yes.
Leaves are changing.
It's beautiful outside. I love in the morning, usually around 7:30, the sun is shining, and then on the trees, and they're orange and red. I love the fall.
Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah, you'll get there one day.
I'll get there one
You
day,
will.
maybe no.
You will.
No.
Chris likes the fall, but
He likes the
but
snow.
Chris likes I was just about to say that. Chris, that I cannot get on board with.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, people don't like me when I say I like the snow unless you're a fan of the snow. I know who my snow lovers are across the area. As we take a live look into Ocean View, we're seeing the skies begin to clear. We had some shower activity overnight. That has since come to an end. We're at 56 in Ocean View, so we are slightly a bit milder than where we were this time yesterday morning. There's the showers that pushed over. Really didn't amount to much. We had a trace in Salisbury. We had some showers across Kent and Sussex County. This is lifting off to the northeast. And you can see the front beginning to push off the coast at this hour as that drier air filters in, but we're still running about 16 degrees warmer in Georgetown than just this time 24 hours ago. We're at 54 Georgetown, the cool spot 49 in Harrington, 50 in Laurel, and we are at 60 in Ocean City. Winds right now are relatively calm, but expecting some breezy conditions throughout the afternoon, gusting upwards of 25 miles an hour. So we're at 54 right now, and then we'll see temperatures rise into the mid to upper 60s. So a seasonable day on the peninsula. We are going to talk about some even cooler daytime highs and some overnight lows back in the 30s. I'll break that all down coming up a bit later on in the newscast. Matt.
Thank you, Chris. And our top story this half hour, the Milton Planning and Zoning Commission unanimously voted in favor of the final site plans presented for Dunkin Donuts on Tuesday night. The drive-through store would be at 403 Broadkill Road, but people living in Milton have mixed opinions on what the new store could bring to the town other than the obvious one, which is coffee. The Dunkin' is planned for Broadkill Road right down the road from the new McDonald's that opened up last year. And the Planning and Zoning Commission approval, it's just the latest step in an effort to bring the restaurant to Milton, an effort that began last year.
The Lewis Board of Public Works wants to upgrade its wastewater treatment facility, and how to do that is a continuing challenge. The BPW explored a partnership with Rehoboth Beach and Sussex County, but due to new archaeological findings and Rehoboth Beach eventually rejecting a deal, the board had to regroup. We expect to get a better understanding of the long-range plan at its meeting this afternoon.
In Lewis, staying there, we could see action for tree planting at the New Road Farm Field. Mayor Amy Marasco and members of the City Council are considering a grant application through the Delaware Forestry Service. The city's looking to plant about 20 acres trees on former farmland to increase resiliency. And under the plan, Lewis is responsible for 10% of the cost. That comes in at just under $11,000. If the city gets the grant, it hopes to begin tree planting in the spring of 2026.
New this morning, Delaware Governor Matt Meyer is launching a new podcast called Matt Chats. It's a bi-weekly series where the governor talks with Delawareans who are making a difference in their communities. New episodes will be released every other week on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and Substack.
Happening today, the Rehoboth Beach and City of Lewis Police Accountability Committees holding a training session. The meeting takes place at 10 a.m. at the Rehoboth Beach Police Department. It's on Rehoboth Avenue. The session includes an overview of the police department's facilities and the 911 Communications Center.
DelDOT says a speed camera along Route 1 near Lewis is now active. It's the first of its kind along the highway. This gray box there is the camera. It sits on Route 1 southbound just before the intersection at Minos-Conway Road. It captures the tag number of any vehicle going at least 11 miles or more over the speed limit and issues a fine to the driver. Fines start at a base fee of $20 along with an extra $1 for every mile over the posted speed limit, plus additional speeding fees. If you get caught speeding again, DelDOT says those fines would go up. Drivers in the area were hit or miss on whether they think this camera is needed.
Speed, I'm just amazed. It's just unbelievable how fast these cars are coming down. And I don't know how to stop it. I'm hoping the cameras do make an impact.
I've only witnessed one accident in the 10 years that I've been here. So I don't think that they're speeding or driving crazy or anything like that. So I don't really think that a traffic camera is necessary.
It's important to note DelDOT says no fines will be issued for another 3 weeks in order to let drivers get adjusted to the new cameras. Fines will start being issued on November 11th.
On Tuesday at its annual meeting, the Delaware Forest Service's Invasive Species Council gave an update on the health of the forest. And Forest Health Specialist Bill Siebold, who's pictured there on the left of your screen, discussed the science-based impacts of weather. He also highlighted an upcoming study on Delaware's white oak mortality, which will help guide future forest management and conservation efforts. He says beach bark disease and beach leaf disease are continuing challenges they are facing in Delaware's forests.
Cell phone bans in schools are becoming more common, but do they really make an impact? A new study published in the National Bureau of Economic Research examined the effects of cell phone bans in one Florida school district. Researchers reported an initial spike in suspensions after the bans were put in place, which could have been an adjustment period for students. But the findings suggest the bans led to a significant decrease in unexcused absences. On top of that, student test scores improved significantly in 2 years of the ban.
3 people are dead after a plane crash in Louisiana, according to the NTSB. The plane was a twin-engine Beechcraft G-58 Baronet, crashed in Lafayette Parish, and all 3 people on board were killed. Police say the plane lost altitude and circled in the sky before crashing into the ground.
We are now taking a live look at Washington, D.C. Ukrainian officials say Russia is using attacks to take out civilian heating infrastructure as temperatures start to drop. They say hundreds of thousands of people were without power or water yesterday in northern Ukraine. Millions more are at risk of the same fate.
Yeah, Ukraine wants allies to provide better air defense systems and long-range missiles, and those decisions could be up for discussion in Washington today. Amy Kiley shows us the head of NATO is also visiting the president and lawmakers.
A lot of things are happening on that front, on the war front with Ukraine and Russia.
President Donald Trump is promising news about the war in Ukraine soon as NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte visits Washington today. The two are meeting at the White House. The trip comes as Trump appears to be backing off plans to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin in the near future.
I don't want to have a wasted meeting. I don't want to have a waste of time, so I'll see what happens.
The idea for such a bilateral talk stems from Trump and Putin's phone call last Thursday. That's the day before Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky came to the White House. He says Trump turned down his request for Tomahawk missiles capable of striking Moscow. Zelensky says of the Russians, quote, as soon as the issue of long-range capabilities for Ukraine became less immediate, their interest in diplomacy faded. Some observers agree that the battlefield and negotiating table are connected.
I do think we can change Putin's calculus, that he will realize that the price he has to pay to control Ukraine is too high.
Also today, Rutte is speaking with members of the Senate NATO Observer Group. Their chamber is considering a bipartisan bill to impose new sanctions on Russia.
It's time to provide the president with the tools that he needs so that he can negotiate this out.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
And we have a lot more news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, mystery on the island. The sudden death of a Chincoteague pony left many searching for answers, but we'll tell you about the discovery that brought months of questions to an end.
Also, Field Hockey Championship. We have a shutout for the Bayside Conference title between Decatur and Kent Island.
And snowy winter on the horizon. Why parts of the country could be in for a wild winter season. Stay with us on Coast TV News today.
We salute Sergeant Banner Shepard. During World War II, Sergeant Shepard served bravely as a tank operator in the Pacific Theater. Despite having 2 tanks destroyed beneath him in combat, he survived without serious injury and evaded capture by the enemy. After the war, he returned home, built a family, and raised 3 children, living a life that honored the freedom he fought to protect.
Spicer Brothers and Coast TV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a Coast TV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Good Wednesday morning, Delmarva. The showers we had overnight are well offshore, and we are seeing some clear skies through Laurel. Temperature there 50 degrees, and we're seeing those temperatures fall a bit now as the skies clear and those winds relax. We'll rise right back up to 60 degrees by around 10 a.m. under mostly sunny skies. There's the showers lifting off the coast. You can see some heavier rain pushing into New England. The cold front is now extending off the coast as that drier air filters in. We're at 53 Long Neck, 53 in Milford, and the winds are out of the west right now, and those winds are going to be picking up throughout the afternoon, gusting as high as 25 to near 30 miles an hour. Maybe grabbing a pumpkin. This afternoon we are looking very nice, 67 degrees. We will talk about some frosty nights ahead in that 7-day forecast. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris. Winter is a little over a month away, and some people are going to need their extra warm coats and blankets. AccuWeather officials say this season Intense winter storms are expected for various areas, including the Midwest, Ohio Valley, and Northeast. Some cities, including Boston and Philadelphia, are forecast to see more snow than usual. While the winter season officially starts on December 21st, the meteorological winter season begins on December 1st.
Happening now, the Lewis Board of Public Works is flushing fire hydrants. Today, crews continue work on the town side, followed by the beach side on Thursday. That starts at 5 a.m. During the flushing, water pressure may be lower than normal, and some homes could see discolored water. Officials recommend running several cold water faucets at once until the water runs clear.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Over at Queen Anne's County High School, the Bayside Field Hockey Championship played out yesterday. Kent Island matched up with Stephen Decatur. When these two met in the regular season, the Buccaneers grounded the Seahawks by a 2-0 score. But as they say, it's a bit harder the second time around. Will the adage play true? We start in the first. Finley Davidson for KI, dribbling through the defense, putting the shot into the goal. Kent Island leads 1-0 at the end of the first. And only a couple of minutes into the second, Grace Matthews sneaks it through the keeper's legs and extends the Kent Island advantage to 2-0 before halftime. Stephen Decatur needs offense in a hurry in the third as they get a corner. Magnolia Tucker gets a piece of it one-on-one with the goalie, but they can't get it past KI's Peterson, and it stays 2-0. Finley Davidson, there's that name again. She threads the needle for her second goal of the game and KI's third. A little confusion, but that goal would stand. And how about one more for good measure from Willow Yost to secure the dub for Kent Island. They win 4-0. 2 victories on the year for KI against Stephen Decatur. And they avenge their boys soccer team who lost in the Bayside to the Seahawks the night before. I'll do it for sports.
Up tonight on DSN, it's all EZAC action. Gunston and St. Peter and Paul meet in field hockey. Then we have the final score at 10:30. You also have that game on the DSN Plus app, plus these exclusives. 4 o'clock, Delmarva Christian at Salisbury School for Boys Soccer. 4:15, Girls Volleyball, Worcester Prep at Gunston. And at 5, St. Peter and Paul at Salisbury Christian in girls volleyball.
Movie news now, beginning with the return of one of this year's biggest hits. David Daniel has that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
With all the things that I've seen, I ain't ever seen no demons.
If you didn't see Sinners in theaters, here's another chance. The award-winning horror thriller is coming back, screening in IMAX theaters for 1 week beginning October 30th. Locations, showtimes, and tickets at imax.com/sinners.
What have you learned? That before you were domesticated, you were like fire.
The Gotham Awards like what they've heard and seen of Tessa Thompson in Hedda. The actress is set to receive the Spotlight tribute at the awards ceremony December 1st. The head of the Gotham Film and Media Institute calls Thompson's performance in the film both fearless and revelatory. Hedda is in select theaters now and debuts on Prime Video October 29th.
The demon boy band? They're coming after the fans.
Everyone's going after fans of K-pop demon hunters, including toy companies. Netflix says it's partnering with Hasbro and Mattel to license official dolls, action figures, accessories, collectibles, and more. Guess they figure it'll take more than one massive company to meet the demand. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
If you're having a rough week, you can cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from CoastTV with personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more. You can sign up right now for free at coasttv.com/signup and get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Friday. And here's what you can look forward to this afternoon on Coast Life at 4 p.m.
Halfway through the week and maybe you need a little midweek pick-me-up. That's what we're here for with Coast Life. And if you join us today at 4 o'clock, here's what's coming your way. We've got a sweet little kitten to introduce you to. And not just the kitten, but why foster programs are so important, especially with our friends at the Brandywine Valley SPCA. We're also going to introduce you to Miss DMV of the Eastern Shore. And we're also going to be showing you a delicious salmon dish that makes not only a great dinner, but also some great leftovers. All of that and more is happening today at 4 on Coast Life. We'll see you then.
Well, here's a beautiful shot from our Laurel Cam fiery sunrise here. And we're going to see plenty of sunshine, temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. It will be a breezy day, and I'm tracking even cooler air as we round out the week and into the weekend. My full forecast coming up next.
The time is now 6:47 and we are taking a live look outside at Cambridge this morning. Chris, we are waiting for that sun to come out. It was raining earlier this morning, but not today. We always say raining while we're sleeping. It's good for the outdoors, but then we don't want our plans to be disrupted by that. And today's looking like a good fall day.
Oh yeah, you hit it right on the head there. Yeah, we had the rain. Remember Monday morning we had a similar setup where we had some showers overnight. And that's what we had to last night as well. And in fact, we really didn't see much rain across Delmarva. Some areas didn't even see a drop, but this rain has raced off to the northeast, and you can see rain pretty well there across Boston and Cape Cod. And the cold front is now pushing off the coast, and drier air is beginning to filter in. But it is going to be a rather windy, breezy day across Delmarva as this area of low pressure to the Great Lakes combines with this high. You get that tight pressure gradient there, and high pressure will be building in through the end of the week. Well, fiery sun there. Sunrise there as we take a live look into Laurel. 50 degrees there, and it's been a mild morning so far. Temperatures running about 16 degrees warmer in Georgetown, but we're beginning to see our lows for the day. Across the area, we're at 54 in Georgetown, 50 in Laurel, 52 in Longneck, and we're at 59 in Lewis. You see winds right now relatively calm, but they will pick up through the afternoon. It's going to be a breezy day. 67 in Milford, 65 into Lewis. We'll see a high of 65 in Cambridge, 67 Federalsburg, and we're at 67 in Salisbury. So we stay clear through the afternoon and into the evening. Tomorrow morning, a different story. We're going to be much colder. I think we'll see a few upper 30s across the area, especially away from the coast. By the afternoon, sunny skies. Highs only in the lower 60s, and we're even colder into Friday morning with some frost possible, especially away from the beaches as we go into Friday morning, and we're going to stay rather chilly through the afternoon. Winds out of the west today, gusting 20 to near 30 miles an hour. As we go into Thursday, that wind shifts more out of the northwest, with again some gusts upwards of 25 miles an hour, and we're going to keep the breezy conditions in play at least through Friday. Average high 68, we dip down to 63 for our Thursday and hover right around the 60-degree mark Friday through the weekend, all thanks to high pressure building in. And that high is actually going to build pretty much right over us as we go into the weekend. Now, we will see additional cloud cover as we go into Sunday. It's the middle part of next week. Watching how things develop. We could see an upper level low move through. We could see some coastal development as well. Also, this system, Tropical Storm Melissa, may play an influence. It's actually just going to sit in the Caribbean Sea here through the weekend, intensifying into a Category 2 hurricane, and this system is going to be pounding Jamaica through the week. Does it push north? Does it push out into the Atlantic? Still a lot of uncertainty there as we go into the early part of next week. But a dry weekend, 60 degrees, beautiful into Saturday. Sunday, we're going to see a few more clouds increase, and then we have highs in the upper 50s through the early part of next week. Matt.
Thank you, Chris. The unexpected death of a Chincoteague pony, it sparked a months-long search for answers. It was around Labor Day. The volunteer fire company noticed some of the ponies in the southern herd were getting sick, and unfortunately one pony died from its illness. But fire company said they weren't sure why. Well, it turns out the watering hole the ponies used had just way too much salt in it, and the island didn't get enough rain through August or September to flush it out.
So now that we've had a lot of rain, we've had a nor'easter, we've had a lot of different scenarios, this water's probably fine for them to drink. But back in those days, this was just a little teeny puddle and it was all salt. So this was all dry.
August and September were also cooler months. So the fire company, following past protocols, they never filled up the fresh water for the southern herd. But as soon as they realized the watering hole had too much salt, they immediately changed that and have kept the water full ever since.
As Halloween approaches, police across Maryland and Delaware are reminding families to stay safe while having fun, from trunk-or-treat events hosted by police departments to extra patrols on trick-or-treat routes. Police are urging parents to stay with children from house to house, use sidewalks, and always check candy. Drivers are also reminded to slow down in neighborhoods as little ghosts hit the streets. And for more details on those trunk-or-treat events hosted by local police departments and the popular trick-or-treating routes they'll be monitoring, you can head to coasttvnews.com and search 2025 Guide to Halloween. It is 6:51, and you're going to take a look at our coastal pet of the day.
And this morning's coastal pet is a 4-year-old living her best life. On your screen is Abby, and as you can see, Abby's a Belgian Groenendael with a lot of hair. Abby was submitted to us by her family in Lewis.
I'm sure Abby is like Chris and likes the snow, likes the winter time. I'm thinking we want to see more
I'm
of
just
your
going to leave it at that, Elise.
We want to see more of your pets on Delmarva.
You know how I feel
You
about
can
the
send
snow.
us photos. I know. Send us photos and tell us what makes them so special. You can take a look at your screen.
Well, that's where that QR code is, so we want to get your photos through that feature right there. That way you can get your friends to Coast TV News and watch weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
It is 6:54, and here are the things you need to know before you go. The Milton Planning and Zoning Commission unanimously voted in favor of the final site plan presented for the Dunkin Donuts on Tuesday evening. The drive-through store would be at 403 Broadkill Road. The Dunkin is planned right down the street from the new McDonald's that opened up last year.
Yeah, the unexpected death of a Chincoteague pony sparking a months-long search for answers. It was around Labor Day that the volunteer fire company noticed that some of the ponies were getting sick, and unfortunately one pony died from the illness. They discovered that the watering hole the ponies used had way too much salt in it, and the island did not get enough rain through August or September to flush it out.
A permanent public restroom is possibly coming to downtown Milford. The facility near the pickleball courts on South Washington Street will replace the portable toilets and include a unisex restroom, along with 2 handicap accessible restrooms and other amenities. At a recent council meeting, Milford officials said the money for this is secured with an 80% Federal Highway Administration grant and the city covering the rest.
Lewis Board of Public Works wants to upgrade its wastewater treatment. The BPW explored a partnership with Rehoboth Beach in Sussex County, but due to new archaeological findings and Rehoboth Beach eventually rejecting a deal, the board had to regroup. We expect to get a better understanding of the long-range plans at its meeting this afternoon.
Well, the good news is the showers we had overnight have exited the coast, and we're seeing clear skies out there and a really nice day. In fact, we're going to see temperatures get up into the mid to upper 60s, mostly sunny skies. It will be another breezy day, especially as we go into the afternoon with gusts upwards of 20 to 30 miles an hour. We're going to keep that breezy theme really in play through the rest of the week as well, and even cooler afternoon highs. Only the low 60s is what we're going to do for the remainder of this forecast, and we could see some frost, I think, by Friday and Saturday mornings, and we're looking really nice into the weekend as well. We'll see a few more clouds on the increase into Sunday, but overall we stay rather dry through at least the middle part of next week. Still trying to fine-tune the forecast there, but could be dealing with some rain by the middle part of next week.
Looks like a good fall forecast.
Yeah, Chris, I was noticing there on that 10-day, that 38-degree low. That stood out to me. That
yeah, I think even by tomorrow morning.
Matt likes it reversed. 83. Yes.
I will, yeah.
Yes.
You do know me.
I do know you, yes, yes.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have any of those anytime soon. Any 83s.
So I'm going to have to deal with the 38.
Yeah,
all right.
Unfortunately.
Well, that's just great.
All right, well, I guess thank you, Chris. No, thank you, Chris, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News today.
And the Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
Then we'll be back for Coast TV News midday at 11.
And for even more news and coverage you can count on, download our Coast TV News and weather apps. Have a great Wednesday morning, everybody.